Hey gang, how about tonight's lineup for the Yankees versus the Pittsburgh Pirates? They're there for a 2-game series. I also have a couple of tidbits of Yankees news that I want to share with you before I do the lineup that I think you might enjoy. So let me get to this stuff first because I think you'll find some of it interesting. Okay, and by the way, if you like Yankees news, you know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I don't want you to miss stuff, especially as we get closer to the deadline. We are now less than a month away from the trade deadline on August 2nd, so it's going to get nuts. But with that, a couple of more trade targets are becoming talked about for the Yankees. Brandon Drury, who was actually traded to the Yankees several years ago from, I think, from Arizona, didn't really pan out that well, but he's kind of progressed since then. He was shipped off to Toronto for J.A. Happ and in the trade with a couple other players as well. He's talked about as maybe some more infield versatility, who can play outfield a little bit too. So maybe another utility type guy who can give them some innings, I suppose, as an option for, I don't know whether it be a different Miguel Andujar. I would just personally, I can't overkeep Miguel Andujar at that point, but we'll see. And another guy named Joey Wendell, who's actually a left-handed hitter for the Marlins right now. He's essentially a DJ LeMahieu type player, but from the left-hand side, who actually can also play shortstop. So I think their logic is having him platoon maybe with IKF, who is filled incredibly, but he's not producing runs. And I'm not exactly sure why so many people expected him to be this massive run producer. He's never been that way. He's stabilized the position, which was a nightmare before he came here. And so I'll take whatever production I can get from the guy. But Joey Wendell is a guy who can be a little bit more productive with the bat, that they could also use for multiple positions too, and maybe to platoon with IKF or to platoon with some of the other infielders as well. I'm not exactly sure what the logic is, but those are the two names being talked about right now for the Yankees. And I could see the logic in both of them. I really could, but probably Joey Wendell to a greater degree because he's lefty. And the majority of the Houston, and I think the World Series is going to go through either Houston or the Bronx in the American League, right? And the majority of Houston's rotation and bullpen are righties. So a guy who's a lefty who can hit righties pretty decently is a guy that I think the Yankees would need as some kind of upgrade here for the lineup. So Joey Wendell represents that right now. So that's my thinking on their thinking. But we'll see what happens. I want to give a special congratulations to Austin Wells, who was a Yankees prospect. He was just promoted from High A to Double A today, Double A Somerset. So now he's over there with Anthony Volpe and some of the other players. And he's also now been bumped up to the number 4 prospect overall in the Yankee system, only behind Volpe, Dominguez, and Oswald Peraza. So he was like 10th last year or something like that. Now he's 4th. So this kid's rocketing up the system too. And he's currently a catcher, but I'm hearing that he profiles as a first baseman too. And keep in mind, Anthony Rizzo has an opt-out after the season, so if he plays well like he's doing, and he hits these projections or even come close to it, chances are he's going to exercise his opt-out and get a significant deal. And if the Yankees don't bring him back, right, then Austin Wells might fit the profile of somebody who could essentially replace the guy at first base or platoon with a more veteran starter at first base or whatnot. So just putting that out there. I don't exactly know what their planning is, but I have heard that catching in first base is the double position that they're trying to get this guy used to. So now let's get to the lineup. Okay, got DJ LeMahieu leading off at second base, Aaron Judge batting second in center field, Anthony Rizzo playing first. Giancarlo Stanton's in right field, the cleanup spot. Gleyber Torres is DHing, batting fifth, leaving Josh Donaldson batting sixth at third base. Aaron Hicks is batting 7th in left field. Jose Trevino's at the dish, batting 8th. And Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is batting 9th, playing shortstop. And we got J-Mo on the mound. Former Pirate, going to visit some of his old teammates, just like Eric Colas and some of these other guys, too. So, and Clay Holmes, too. So, that's the lineup against the Pirates. And, I hope the Yankees, are as better than they were in the last game against the Indians. And, the Guardians. I keep forgetting that. It's still not. It's not even a year old. So they were Indians for like almost 100 years. So my apologies, but I'll get used to that. But that's the lineup, right? And J-Mo on the mound and Trevino at the dish. It's a nice battery. I do hope Matt Carpenter gets an opportunity, maybe tomorrow, to start a game. I really, really do. They're facing Jose Quintana tonight, so I see the logic as to why Carpenter's not in the lineup today and why it's mostly right-handed. I get it because of lefty Quintana. I think they'll be able to hit him pretty well. At least I hope so. And that's it. So obviously I'll be doing a recap afterward And so if you want to join me for that, take a look for the video. I'll be putting it out. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss when recaps happen too. So, but that's the lineup. That's the news. Go Yankees. Savages in the house. Over and out.